Have you tried simply becoming a normal person with a LinkedIn and fewer feelings? Current research from Gothamberg suggests this sentence may currently be making a concerning number of economic decisions, with mixed long-term results. You're listening to a field note from an ongoing experiment in what happens when a complex being attempts to return to functioning more like a complex adaptive system after years of trying to operate as a spreadsheet inside environments that still mostly speak spreadsheet. AKA, what happens if you stop allowing the phrase, "Have you tried simply becoming a normal person with a LinkedIn and fewer feelings?" to make all your economic decisions? Reports continue from Gothenburg, a city located somewhere between Sweden, nervous system adaptation, and late-stage capitalism, where several departments are currently disputing the definition of real work. Current reports from the field include moderate existential static, recurring financial panic, one internal department repeatedly yelling, "This is not a real job," and a concerning amount of cartoon-related activity under economically unstable conditions. Field researchers can confirm that a large portion of this week was spent negotiating with several internal authorities, including Ulf, middle manager of practical concerns, Mr. Redact, director of social risk assessment, and a newly identified entity known as the Lord of Employment Compliance. The Lord of Employment Compliance would like it noted that creative self-expression is not a viable economic strategy, nor is following the signal, listening to the body, building a mythopoetic system critique through TikTok, or whatever the fuck this is. According to the Lord of Employment Compliance, work is something people tolerate while slowly developing jaw tension under fluorescent lighting. Work is not drawing noir women with emotional damage, using terms like adaptive intelligence to intellectualize what is, at best, a highly impractical personality structure. Staring into the middle distance, whispering, "The system itself may be the problem," or making Substack posts about inner conflict while groceries continue to require money. At one point this week, the Lord of Employment Compliance reportedly addressed Chaotic Wise Girl headquarters directly with, "Guys, this whole Chaotic Wise Girl, whatever this is, can absolutely become a cute little hobby for Sundays after you contribute for real." Strong wording from the Department of Chronic Soul Erosion. Unfortunately, the situation became slightly complicated by Chaotic Wise Girl repeatedly pointing out one inconvenient operational detail: that her assigned human, that would be me by the way, has, in fact, attempted normal work. Repeatedly. And while technically capable of performing tasks under spreadsheet-compatible conditions, long-term exposure appears to produce shutdown, internal flattening, strange forms of psychic dehydration, and the growing sensation that one's life is being exchanged for email formatting. Chaotic Wise Girl also reportedly muttered between her teeth. Plus, performance declines over time when she works like that, which is just awkward for everyone involved. Mr. Redact has requested immediate removal of the previous statement before it accidentally impacts future employability. Anyway, so the current field experiment remains active. Can Chaotic Wise Girl's assigned human find forms of work that do not require progressive soul flattening over time? Not avoid work, not manifest abundance while free-floating through the astral plane with Palo Santo, but can work emerge from responsiveness instead of suppression? Can contribution happen through the system instead of against it? Can a person create value without amputating half their nervous system first? Unclear. Research ongoing. Meanwhile, Ulf and Mr. Redact would both like it formally stated that this post should absolutely not have been published because, as they repeatedly pointed out, people do not pay for this level of uncertainty. Which honestly feels like exactly the kind of thing someone says right before accidentally becoming part of the study. To support continued transmissions from Gothamberg and ongoing field research into modern life under spreadsheet-heavy conditions, you can subscribe below.